Hey, what's up, y'all? We are back for another episode of World of Warcraft Shadowlands. As far as we all know that Covenant is a system that will bind to us until the end of this expansion, and it seems like at the moment we need to be loyal to a specific order of a tribe, clan, or whatever you guys want to call it. And Blizzard did mention so many times that easily changing the covenant is not possible, and for those who needs to change it need to do a few things which I would say a little bit time consuming. For this video we are going to discuss in details about how to change covenants in Shadowlands, including all the related quests or steps to revert back to the previous covenant. Trust me, later there are people who needs to revert back the covenants and change to another one, so these steps might want to help you to go through the process. As usual guys, to ask for your favor, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more future content, and remember to ring the bell. Let's hit it. Okay everyone, to my beloved friends, for every video as usual we are going to do the same thing, which is let us have a look into our standard overview of mind mapping. The first one that we will discuss is basics of covenant changing the covenant to the previous left covenant, duration on swapping covenant. Under the second point, we are going to discuss a lot due to involve with a few steps, and as well the duration that needs to be accounted for. Lastly, perhaps some point of view towards this change in covenant. Alright, then without further ado, let us look and discuss in detail for the first point, which is the basics of covenants changing. There are a few basic things that you guys need to know when swapping the covenants. The initial one is this: if you would like to join the first time, is easy, which means simply or directly talk to the ambassador of the covenants, and you will be walked through a few confirmation windows to confirm that you are truly really want to join them. For example, currently you have chose 𝗍𝗄𝗃, but later on perhaps want to try a new thing with other stuffs, etc. Then you would like to change to 𝗍𝗃. As this one just need directly talk to the respective ambassador. The complicated one is to return back to the covenant that we have abandoned before and would like to rejoin back. This is because you require to complete a few quests, as I have explained in another video before this. Let's say you have decided to return back to the old abandoned. The current covenants that you are holding is still can be retained or use them, including the renown thing and sanctum upgrade shall remain before finishing the quest. The next point is changing the covenants to the previous left covenants, whereby we need to go through to the series of steps before fully swapped to the desired covenants. The first step is you need to talk to the covenant's ambassador that you would like to rejoin back. That is an upset dialogue mention about you have betrayed their trust before this. It is like, why do they want to give you back the other chance kind of thing. It is just a dialogue, so no worries. Next is to complete the quest prove your worth. The second step is to complete the quest via completing the objective via relevant zone until the bar fill up to 100%. For example, like Kyrian in Bastion, Necrolord in Maldraxxus, 𝗍𝗶 in 𝗠𝗿𝗽𝗶𝗴, and 𝗍𝗶 in Revendreth. You can do any of the respective objectives to progress the bar as long as it is in the correct zone of your Covenant origin, like killing the rares, killing the elites, collect treasures, complete world quests, and defeat dungeon bosses. Based on my research and as well some studies, that the most efficient way to fill up the bar is via spamming the dungeons with various difficulty. Well, it is up to you actually. Each kill of the dungeon boss in that zone will give you 12% of a bar respectively. Completing 2 dungeons with 4 bosses per dungeon and completing 1 world quest will finish the objective. Except if you are Necrolord, whereby Theater of Pain is 5 bosses per dungeon, so completing 2 times will fill up the completion bar to the max. Once you have completed, head over to Oribos and turn in the quest in where the Covenant ambassador will tell you that they need some time to figure out if they want to let you rejoin, but no worries, they will accept you back. Step number 3 is wait for weekly reset. I repeat, we need to wait for the weekly reset and to ensure the prove your worth quest had been delivered so that you don't waste a week. Double check it before the weekly reset. The final step after weekly reset is completed, the Covenant ambassador will have a new quest for you called Rebuild Our Trust, which is the same like as Prove Your Worth quest before. The tasks are the same to be completed in respective Covenant zone, which is exactly the same like the first one, aka Prove Your Worth. After turning over this quest, swapping you to your desired Covenant. Let's say for example there is a certain off time you would like to do a certain content which requires you to use the another appropriate Covenant, and you found that you need to come back to the same old Covenant again. No worries, buddy. If wish to rejoin them, just need to grab the new Prove Your Worth quest and complete it before the next reset. Alright then, people inside the community was wondering that how long does it take to swap this Covenant, like for example, let's say having raid using a certain Covenant and to swap back to another Covenant for doing M+ things. If it's too long, they might not doing this swapping things. This comes to our last topic of discussion, which is the duration of swapping the Covenant. The simple answer is around within 1 week, depends on the day that you require the Prove Your Worth quest. For example, if you have completed the first Prove Your Worth quest on Monday night and after reset on Tuesday night, which is around 24 hours, you can theoretically rejoin back for the old Covenant, or we can say rejoin back for your previous Covenant. If it's on Wednesday, completed the quest and to wait for 1 week for weekly server reset, then can swap in the Covenant. As a conclusion, guys, defining the what we call the gaming system of this swapping Covenant. Basically, we can swap the Covenant once a week, provided that we know how it works at the first place. Furthermore, when we talk about this Covenant swapping, it doesn't consume much of hard work, like needs to use a great amount of gold. It is actually a low effort to be completed with. It is just that waiting for the next weekly reset could be a bit pain. Okay guys, this example kinda hard to explain, and try your best to digest and listen very carefully. I will try to explain this one by one. Okay guys, here we go. The community discovered this technique on how to use two types of covenant in two different scenarios like raid and mythic plus, but the downside of this method is, let's say if having scheduled raid nights, then use for example Necrolord covenants, but let's say after finish the raid strictly that person wanna do M plus, is kinda a bit not in a good covenant because necro is only good in raid environment. So in order to use like Kyrian for example for mythic plus covenant content needs to finish the schedule raid first and then complete the rebuild our trust quest, then can swap to Kyrian covenant, provided that the prove your worth quest has been completed beforehand. Before weekly reset, you need to complete prove your worth for Necrolord aka prep up first, and after reset continue to complete rebuild our trust quest, then there you go, you can retrieve back your Necrolord for raid. It is just that M plus with Kyrian covenant needs to be happen first before swapping back to Necrolord for raid, otherwise you're going to get stuck with a Necrolord in M plus content. Well, it is not that bad actually, the difference is just minor I would say in my opinion. What do you guys think of this? Hit the comment box down below for your thoughts. As for the conclusion folks, how effective is swapping covenants currently with regards to player power? If we are able to collect renown on both covenants, then the loss will be minimal since we are still can get to unlock both soulbinds and conduit. But the loss is minimal towards people who can level up both covenants. But what for those who are having limited time to do it? What if say Blizzard doesn't allow you to gain renown in both covenants, or makes it so that the covenant swap on the weekly reset, your renown and soulbinds will be behind and will need to be catch up? Who knows, Blizzard can do something like reducing the conduit sockets, useful traits, or even a full soulbind. Well, at the end of the day, it is up to the player on how to evaluate things, whereby it's up to your choice whether swapping the covenants grants you a good benefit to you and group when doing a certain content. Alright everyone, that's a very long discussion and sharing about the swapping covenant things. There are good and bad implications when it comes to this swapping, as some people agree to it and some people say it is a unique of this expansion and needs to follow the decided benchmarks. As usual, it is just my personal overview which may be right or wrong. If you have any ideas, concern, opinion, anything to add up, feel free to drop under the comments box down below to discuss. I appreciate for your full support. Thank you everyone for watching, and see you again in the next video. Take care, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a very wonderful day.